What's going on? It's Coach Williams, and I'm back for another breakdown. So today we are going to talk Benjamin Morrison, cornerback out of Notre Dame. He was one of the top corners coming into the year that was going to be draft eligible. Had an injury, had his season cut short, but there is some film to watch, and we're also going to go back in a future video and watch some film from him from last year. So let's get right into this thing. He's going up against Stanford. And so we got him in press here, bottom of the screen. They motion across. And so what do we get? Run play, crack. He gets in here, replaces, tackles with force. Good job getting him down on the ground, keeping him out of the end zone. And we'll be able to see it from the tight angle here. The motion comes across. Receiver tries to take two. Tries to knock him off the path. Then cracks the safety he replaces, tackles him, right? Not a perfect tackle, right? He falls forward, doesn't drive him back, but either way, let's keep him out of the end zone. All right, next play. We got him down here, bottom of the screen. Receiver comes out to block him. And it's a really good job of controlling the block. I'd like to have him keep his outside hand free, but either way, tears off, makes a tackle again. All right, good in the run game, good on the stock blocks, good physicality with the receivers. All right, so now we got press here. All right, patient, but ends up on his heels a little bit. And then this is going to start to come up over the course of the video. He hooks him, right? So he hooks the guy, knocks him on the ground. No flag is thrown, but in the NFL, we all know. We watch NFL on Sundays, right? This is going to be a flag. It's going to be illegal contact, right? So it's a little grabby, especially when he feels like there's some separation. Got to use some recovery speed there. You don't want to grab like that, all right? So now we're going to start to see a little bit more press technique, and you're going to notice this. He is way too jittery at the line of scrimmage, all right? Feet are moving all over the place before the ball is snapped. And what does that lead to? False step, right? Don't want a false step. But good job matching the route, matching the receiver, but he is too jittery at the line of scrimmage. He needs to calm down and slow down. See, jittery, feet moving all over the place. We've watched a ton of other guys so far. Nobody else is doing this. And what does it lead to? False step. Breaks inside. He feels like he's beat. He's got help to the inside, so he shouldn't feel like he's beat. He hooks the guy, right? In the NFL, they are going to call that. It looks like it's small and it's minuscule, but you can't grab like that at the top of the route. Another false step, like calm down. Let's slow down and breathe, right? I was very surprised to see this on film. You would think Notre Dame corner, he's going to be really technically sound, right? Technique is a little all over the place. And you'll notice if you watch on the bottom of the screen, they've got this stud freshman corner. Well, he's false stepping too, right? So technique from the corner is not great. All right, so now again, right? So he false steps. If we go back, so he false steps here, which makes it hard, especially if you're false stepping with this foot and the route breaks to the inside. So he gets a little off balance here, and what does he do? Holds and hooks, right? So you're not going to get the penalty called if you're rerouting the guy and you're using a straight arm to lock that arm out. But when you got grabbing like that, you're really at risk. And again, we can see it. Let's watch his feet. See his feet? They're all over the place. Just relax. Calm down. So I do like the hands, though. That's one thing that I do like from him is I like the hands up press technique. You guys know that's one of my favorites. So here we go. Hands on. It's a run play. Gets rid of him. Gets in the backfield, tackles the quarterback. Really good job. He's a pretty physical dude. All right, so this one, some good and some bad on this one. So I like that he has the awareness. If you've been on the channel from day one, my first video, I talked about this. This is a pretty savvy move. When you get these motions across, you want to make sure that you don't go underneath the linebackers or underneath the safety here, right? Because if it's run for the linebackers, they're going to need to get their reads, right? If this guard pulls, this guy's going to have to come across, right? So if you go underneath, he's not going to be able to see what's going on, okay? And with the safety too, if the safety is a deep safety, he's going to be trying to bail to, his area or whatever. He wants to be able to see and get his run pass read. So you don't want to get in his way. You want to go over the top, okay? So there's a good job of going over the top. And then even more savvy, there's a ref here, goes over the top of him too, right? You never know. This guy might move or something like that, right? Go over the top of him. But he does all that, and it's a great job. But you got to understand what's going to happen here too. 9 times out of 10, where you're going to get is this guy is going to run some kind of wheel, and this guy's going to run some kind of inbreaker. He's going to either run a post or a bender or something like that. They're going to have some kind of switch release. So you did a great job of going over the top of all these guys, but now you go underneath him, right? Keep fighting and climbing. Go this way and try to beat the guy to the spot, right? So now he goes underneath. Play doesn't come this way, but if it did, right? Big play here. Okay, so good, not so good. All right, this one, we got empty quads. All right, so he's on the backside of a 4x1. It's empty. I believe they're in some kind of cover 3 here, okay? But what you want to make sure that you do in this situation is empty. So no back in the backfield. 4x1 formation. They're not going to run some kind of drop back concept with 4 receivers over here, right? It's going to be quick game. The ball is going to come out quickly. 4 receivers on one side, no extra help in the backfield. It's going to be quick. So cover 3, you're in, I call this alignment no man's land, okay? You don't want to be in no man's land. He's closer to the line of scrimmage than the linebackers, right? But he's not pressed. So this is no man's land. You either got to be pressed or you either got to be off at 6 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, something like that. You don't want to be at 3 yards. It's not a good place to be because now the second the ball is snapped, your cushion is being attacked. So you got to get in this half turn, and if you're in a half turn in quick game, you're not going to make a play on this ball, right? So it'd be better if he just aligned 5, 6, 7 yards off, squared up, and then keying and reading, right? If it's quick game, you're going to be able to drive downhill. If it's vertical, you're going to be able to, play your catch technique and get on top of it. Or you could do scooch technique. Either way, you're going to be able to get on top of it. And since, even though it's cover 3, if you're on the backside of a 4x1, you're in man-to-man coverage, right? It's man-to-man, okay? Because you only got one guy that's going to be in your zone. So you want to attack that. Gives up the completion there for a first down. Another false step. Right, so these false steps. Very surprised to see this from Notre Dame corners. All right, and what does that do? I always tell you, when you false step, gets you on your heels. So he's on his heels. What does he do? Hook and hold. And then he grabs again, and what happens? The flag comes out. Finally. All right, so got to play with a little bit better technique. Again, the feet are just moving constantly before the snap, right? We say quiet but active feet. The feet got to be quieter. All right, again, false step. All right, false step, you end up on your heels, pushes you vertical, and like we always say on the channel, we want to end these vertical reps on top. It's too much separation here for my liking. All right. So now, again, the feet are constantly moving. Just relax, just relax, just relax. But this is a much better rep, though, even though he does give you a little false step here. The receiver kind of loses his balance. So he's leaning. Either way, gets a hand on, stabs. Can bring the second hand since the hips are committed. He's on top. Receiver's trying to get vertical, and then he reroutes him out of bounds. That is a good rep right there. That's a good rep right there. All right, top of the screen. Another false step. And then slant, right? If you false step with this foot, right, you step forward with that foot, it's going to get you off balance, and when he comes back this way, you're in trouble, okay? And again, grabbing and hooking. Feet all over the place. Much better rep. Finish the rep on top. False step. And then tries to grab, but he's beat. See, he's got the hand on the back here, trying to hook him, but the receiver breaks to the outside hard. Ball doesn't go there, but just too many potential NFL penalties. The technique is a little sloppy. I thought the best reps that he had in this game were in the run game. So I was just very surprised to see this from Benjamin Morrison. So we're going to do some more breakdowns of Ben Morrison at some point. We're going to try to get through everybody else first, and then we'll go back around for a few more guys. But just wanted to see more. Was looking for more watching this tape. So continue to break guys down. It's draft season. You're going to want to get ready for the rankings, and you're going to want to come back for more breakdowns. So as always, you know what it is. Coach Williams, Ball Hawks, we fly. I'm out. Peace.